live here for the season finale of the Blazer Sim Racing in the Pits News Truck Series at Auto Club Speedway. I'm Josh Copperl. I'm joined in the booth by Adam Kuhn and Jonathan Parker. Adam, John, how are you guys doing?
Doing well. This should be an exciting conclusion to Season 4 we talked about in Fastlane Live. This is one of the most exciting tracks that could be asked for a championship race. You got almost everything here at Auto Club. I think it's going to be a very, very draft-heavy race, of course, early on. But, Jonathan, I think it's going to spread out very, very well late into these runs tonight.
Yeah, I agree. Good evening. This is going to be a little bit of everything, a little bit of strategy, a little bit of potentially fuel strategy, tire strategy, a little bit of drafting. You got to do everything right here. It's a great place to end the season. Personally, I love this racetrack.
And we are in qualifying. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, much like my words. Quit laughing, Jonathan. But we, of course, had Fastlane Live. You guys tuned into that when you heard us interviewing some drivers that are in the Final Four, the four that will go for the championship tonight. Plus, we heard from Cameron Caldwell as he debuted, or not debuted, but introduced our Season 5 schedule. If you didn't watch Fastlane Live, don't worry, I've got it prepared to show for sometime tonight. So, right now, qualifying is underway. We have a minute to go. Michael Kruger currently sitting P1. Alex Kerfan second. Caldwell third. InThePitsNews, who we're looking at right now, is sitting fourth. He's already ran both of his laps. Let's go to somebody who hasn't qualified yet, and David Durant. And David's first lap is a 40.854, currently 13th quick. And he's going to hit the wall, and that's going to invalidate his lap, so we go.
Watching Joshua Arnold right now into turn 1. He's on his second lap. His first lap put him 14th on the board, Josh, with a 40.887, and Arnold has clinched the best of the rest honors, being our 11th driver in the standings this season, just narrowly missed the playoffs, but safe in 11th place entering tonight.
And he's not going to be able to finish his second lap, doesn't look like.
Just out of time,
there's checkered. So, Michael Kruger, how about that? Winning the pole tonight.
Yeah, we interviewed him, like you mentioned, Josh, on Fastlane Live, and he said one thing he wanted to do was have a good qualifying position because he felt like he has struggled in Fastlane qualifying the last couple of weeks, especially late in these playoffs, but good turnaround tonight, Josh.
And so, with that being said, let's go ahead and look at our starting lineup. Michael Kruger, pole winner. Alex Kerfan starts second. Cameron Caldwell third. InThePitsNews Moreno fourth. Of course, Kruger and Moreno part of the championship four, as well as our fifth place starter, Alonso Chicano. Adam?
Starting alongside him is going to be Nathan Fuller in the 4, in the 6th position. Tristan Maher starts in 7th, and Cody McCorker 8th, and Michael Wars and Jamie Wright share the 5th row. Jonathan?
Starting 11th, we got Nathan Lehman and Brett Bennett starting alongside him. Starting 13th, we got David Durand and Josh Arnold starting at 14th alongside him. We got Jonathan Campbell starting 15th and Justin Durand starting at 16th.
Justin Durand, of course, is the 4th Championship 4 driver that we'll see tonight. Starting on the inside of row 9 is going to be HT3 Harold Tucker with Matt Steiner to his outside. And in row 10, Andrew Elias and Ryan Bogey.
Behind Elias is going to be those who did not take time in qualifying. Shane O'Neill lines up 20th on the grid. Matthew Stotts alongside him in that 17 truck and 21st. Ryan Bogey in the 21 truck starts 22nd, and Zachary Lamb rounds out the grid 23rd in his 27.
So that is the starting grid for tonight's race. 200 miles, 100 laps. So, guys, I'm going to ask you, not necessarily who your championship picks are, but who your picks to win the race are. And, of course, if they are one of the final four, then they will be championship winner. Starting with them.
I will go with one of those who's not racing for a championship. He has had a very rough couple last 3 weeks really, in the InThePitsNews Truck Series. I think Tristan Maher wants to end the season on a high note after a pretty disastrous last round in these playoffs. So he's looking very strong tonight. He starts in the top 10, Jonathan, so I think he's going to be one to watch out for tonight, trying to get that 69 truck in victory lane.
That's a good pick. I'm going to go with a little bit of an underdog. I think Josh Arnold's going to get it done. He's shown a little bit more consistency as the playoffs started. I know he's got a new wheel and he's had some trouble with it, but I think he can overcome that. I think he's going to get a win.
And, I feel like I got to go with a non-playoff driver since you guys are, and I'm going to go with the man of the 47, Brett Bennett. He seems to be so good at these speedways, so Brett Bennett is my pick to win. These guys are entering turn 3, so quickly, just the name. Who do you guys pick to win the championship? They can't be the same person.
I'll say Moreno.
Michael Kruger.
I'm going to go with Justin. I'm not going with the PBR driver. I'm going with Justin Grant. As the green flag is waving, we are underway here at Auto Club for the season finale. Green flag is out. And what a great restart out of the outside of Alex Kirkman, still hanging there with Michael Kruger. Oh, Cameron Caldwell's going to get loose!
Oh, Nathan Fuller's going to do the same thing.
Oh, big wreck!
Oh.
They're trying to.
Andrew Elias
Somebody
involved.
was around.
Be the 2 of Cody McCorkle spun off of turn 2.
It's a little deflating. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I was just about to say, all this hype and it starts off like this. I don't think any of the championship 4 were involved, but that was a disaster, and it could have very well have collected a lot of people there.
Camera got loose right in front of Alonso. Pretty sure that was close for him.
Yeah.
And Nathan Fuller was right next to Alonso at the same time when he got loose as well.
I noticed that as well. So Fuller got loose, but he had nothing to do with the accident. So you see there, Cameron Caldwell getting loose, Fuller reacting to that. They go and 4 wide. And yeah, I think the worst out of that was Cody McCorkle and Andrew Elias and Nathan Lehman.
Tristan Maher has some damage out of that too.
Yeah, he and Jamie Wright were just really sandwiched into the middle of that mess in turn 2 there.
Some driver's going to come down pit road and get some damage repair. So, under yellow, that was pretty quick.
I guess that's kind of good for Justin Duran, though. You know, he started pretty deep. He gained 6 spots without really having to do anything. I know damage, so it's kind of an okay way to start for him, I guess. I mean, kind of cheated your start position a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, that was one thing I wanted us to bring up there after qualifying. We didn't really have enough time to get to it, but I mentioned in Fastlane Live how strong he has been in qualifying. Might have jinxed him there, because that was easily one of his worst qualifying efforts of the season. But like you mentioned, Jonathan, easily picked up 6 spots there after that mayhem, after just narrowly getting through that mess there with everyone around him. Brett Bennett, right in front of him, did get involved in that incident. He had contact from, I believe, Andrew Elias, got 4X registered from that, but no damage visible on that 47, so he's going to not opt to pit here, Josh.
And, yeah, Brett Bennett, 9th, Justin Duran, 10th, is mentioned. So right now, our championship for 1st, 3rd, 4th, and 10th. These guys, of course, The InThePitsNews Truck Series does have a choose cone rule, so we're going to see how these guys will line up. And I think we are coming to the 1 to green this time by. So right now, driver number 42 would be telling these guys, stay single file to the line. If you want the outside, go to the wall. If you want the inside, go all the way down to the apron. And so there. Go ahead, Adam.
Sorry, Josh. I just wanted to say a little bit of a big choose there for Alex Kerfin deciding a little bit of the role of championship 4 contenders here, running in that second position. Chose second, of course, but swung late to the bottom, very late at the choose cone. I think, caught Ethan Fonseca-Moreno off guard there. So Ethan's now going to be shoved from 3rd to 5th and open the door from Alonso to go from 4th to 2nd here.
Yeah, and that could be huge for Alonso, too. If he gets a great restart and is able to jump ahead of Michael Kruger. We know tracks like this here is all about track position. It's so hard to pass, especially if you, once you get going in the run, the high line is favorable, and it is just so hard to get underneath somebody and pass them on the bottom.
All right, Josh, let's try this again.
Absolutely. That wreck had me befumbled, if you can even be that. I don't know what it means, but here we go. Base car is in, and that's not the camera we want. Here we go. Green flag is waving. We're back underway. And a great start out of Michael Kruger. Alonso Chicano. He's hanging side by side with teammate Kerfan. Oh, Chicano going to make move to the inside.
That was a pretty late move, pretty aggressive though. It would have caught me off guard.
Clean start through the field for 1-2 this time, and you see that aggression from Chicano. Not going to work out down the front straightaway. Ethan Fonseca-Moreno now going to challenge that position down the front straightaway. But here comes Alex Kerfin looking for the lead.
And Kerfan's going to kind of set it down there. He is going to be clear by a mile. As now, 3 of your championship 4 drivers right there, nose to tail, right behind Alex Kerfan, Kruger, Chicano, and Ethan Fonseca-Moreno. Kerfan actually going to slide up in the corner.
Chicano did the same there, running that 3rd position. Going to be under attack again from Moreno. This time he's on the inside. Chicano getting a little bit of aid there from his teammate Cameron Carter just behind him in that 12 truck. Going to now swing to the inside in turn 1, challenging that position now momentarily. Behind him, here comes Michael Wazza in the mix. It's going to be tight off of turn 2, but they make it work.
Michael Wall's actually going to look to the inside of Cameron Caldwell. Let's put those two side by side for the 5th position. Caldwell will clear Michael Walls and keep the position. Looking on the outside of Alonso Chicano. Chicano might be thinking, come on, man. I know we're teammates, but I'm going for a championship here. You're not. Of course, it is still very early in the race. It's only 7 laps complete of the schedule.
Very early in this race, and a lot of people might not remember this. Back in Season 1 in the InThePitsNews Truck Series, these two collided racing for the lead right here at Auto Club Speedway, and Cameron came all the way back and rallied to win that race. Close call there in turn 1, but this is no stranger for Cameron Carter, racing hard against Alonso Chicano here at Auto Club.
Well, he eating Michael Cruz Kruger right there looking to the outside of Curfan.
Man took a defensive line down the back straightaway, and it's going to let him prevail for right now.
Curfan going to continue to hold on to position as once again Cameron Caldwell looking to get around Alonso Toscano. This time he looks towards the bottom.
Just ahead of them, a great turn two for Ethan Fonseca-Moreno, showing the nose a little bit here on his Piston Brook Racing teammate down the back straightaway. Two Championship 4 competitors are going to go side by side into turn 3. Pretty even there for the moment, but Ethan, I think, has the advantage here using this bottom line.
Oh, car hard into the wall! He's going to continue going straight. I'm not even sure who that was. It was Harold Tucker. Wow!
He has a lot of damage to that 64. And no surprise, I just took a look at to see what happened. Contact with Nathan Fuller there, guys, and act like you saw, Josh.
Oh, man, yeah. This is a replay there. Harold Tucker, he is struggling. He's going to be on the apron right now. See his truck just bouncing up and down on the right front.
Yeah, that suspension has seen better days.
Yeah. Back up front, though, it is Curfan still leading this race. Fonseca-Moreno P2. And just in the background, Alonso Chicano still trying to hold off Cameron Caldwell, but Michael Walls side by side with Caldwell. They're real tight on each other.
Yeah, Walls had a good run through 1 and 2 using that higher line. He's going to get around Cameron Caldwell here in 3 and 4 now on the front straightaway, and really him better than Caldwell has brought Josh Arnold and Brett Bennett into this battle, all right there on the heels of Alonso Chicano as well. So this battle for P4 is going to be really heated up here in a couple moments with Josh Arnold now looking on the high side. So it's going to be very, very feisty here for 4th and 6th positions here on track, guys.
And how fitting is it that Josh Arnold and Brett Bennett racing nose to tail, pretty much been side by side for most of this race so far as well. These two, I mean, they kind of became rivals. Things have settled down between them. But when they were battling in the regular season for a potential spot in the playoffs, these two, I mean, they just kept like keeping it close. And now, I mean, still just racing each other really close. Arnold able to get a little bit away from Brett Bennett for the time being, with Cameron Caldwell being between the two. But just how fitting for the season to end that way. And now, looking up front, Ethan Fonseca-Moreno to the inside of Curfan, trying to take the lead away. Michael Kruger going to look to the bottom as well. Moreno's clear. If he can slide up in front of Curfan, he is, and then he doesn't.
Yeah, Curfan just had too much momentum there on the top. See Michael Kruger though blocking the line with Alonso Chicano just behind him now. It's going to continue this battle, guys. This is going to be a very heated battle with about 5, 6, 7 trucks going for the race lead with 3 championship contenders mixed in.
Oh, wow. Such tight margins. So this battle's bringing the pack together, though. It's making it very tough to navigate these points.
Yeah, I mentioned top 7 trucks, right, with 3 championship contenders is actually top 9, because Justin Durand is at the very tail of this line right here, right behind Brett Bennett and Cameron Caldwell. So all of the contenders are in this train right here up front with a little bit of a separation back to Jamie Wright.
And look at all the lines that these guys are using. I mean, this track is so wide, and you can use any lane. Now, Ethan gonna pull in front of Curfan, with Kruger looking to the bottom now at Curfan. Kruger needs to do something here. He wants to stay right with Moreno. close the door, but not able to. Had to leave it open. Still side by side between Kruger and Kerfan.
Chicano trying to make that third line in the middle lane here. Trying to make it 3 wide for the second position. Didn't quite work out there in the center of the corner. Has a good run though on Alex Kerfan off of turn 4. Kruger up to the top of the track to block that 30. And we mentioned Josh Arnold. Here he is in that 5th position now, just ahead of Michael Walls. On the back with Declan now of Alex Kerfan going into turn 1.
Josh Arnold, I mean, such a great driver in this league as well. He's had some pretty good finishes. Not in the playoffs, but I'm telling you, I think he is someone that easily could get his first career win tonight or very, very early in Season 5.
He's got more consistent. That's the big thing. And he's starting to put these finishes together. You saw last week at Atlanta, so it's a massive upside if you're rooting for the 22.
Now Chicano looking at the bottom. Michael Kruger. Tucking back in the line. So right now, top 3 drivers are 3 of your 4 championship competitors, with Justin Rand hanging back in 9th. Make that 8th as he just got by Cameron Caldwell. And now look at Chicano. He's taking the pretty close to the Kyle Larson line.
Yeah, that's going to allow Josh Arnold here in the center of the corner to close up and then down the straightaway. Chicano has that power. See if Michael Walls can aid that 22. As they head into turn 1, I think Chicano has the advantage here, guys.
I'm wondering if Chicano may have made a mistake entering 3, going so high up there like that. And that allowed Arnold to drive down underneath him like that. That time through 1 and 2, Chicano much better through the corner running the top.
We've mentioned how strong Josh Arnold's looking right now. He's really had a really strong playoffs, despite not making it just narrowly. Finished 2nd 2 weeks ago at Dover. Like Jonathan mentioned, a very strong run last week at Atlanta with a P5 run when it was all said and done. I wonder if he has been keeping track of his results. Unfortunately, he had to take a provisional 1 week, but I wonder if he's really racing this race like he is the Championship 4 competitor. Knowing he could have made it, he was just a few points off of Bennett there in the last race at Talladega in the regular season.
It was crazy. I think the provisional he took was Bristol. I know how much he likes that racetrack finish. I think 2nd there last season, so you think he could have had a good run there if he raced. So he's had a really good playoffs, like you said. So it's good to see him run up front.
I'm wondering. So the reason that Josh Arnold missed Bristol was because Zachary Merritt is getting married. And I decided to take our series driver. I'll come back to that here in a moment. We've got a battle for 2nd place now, and possibly for the lead. Chicano was able to get around Kruger, and now Chicano is all over the tailgate of Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Chicano now running up against the wall. Kruger right there against the aprons, side by side once again. I think the advantage is going to go to Chicano on the front stretch here. They're side by side now. Ethan is running away with the lead.
Kruger tried a little bit of side draft there, then tried to get in the toe of his teammate. But I don't think it's going to be enough. Like you mentioned, Josh Chicano has a lot of momentum, and he's looking very hungry to get up front and take control of this lead and this championship right now.
And Chicano will clear Michael Kruger once again. Now all of them running the bottom line. We're coming up on the stage end. 23 complete of the 25 that make up stage 1. No stage points for these championship 4 drivers. No bonus points at all. Lap led, most laps led, none of that. It is all just who finishes ahead of the others. So they can finish 20th, 19th, 18th, 17th. Whoever finishes 17th will be the champion. Michael Kruger playing a little bit of a patience game right there. This is the last lap of the stage. Chicano once again drives it in very high. I think right now these guys know that even though this is only 25 down to the 100, it's still going to matter entering pits and trying to get the most positions you can exiting pit lane here. As they are entering 3 and 4. Final time in stage 1. And the green checkered flag waving. InThePitsNews Marino is your stage winner. Alonso Chicano, Michael Kruger, Josh Arnold, Michael Walls. Michael Walls also showing in 6th. Kerfan, Caldwell, Brett Bennett, and David Durant.
Justin Durant passed a couple cars there right on that last lap to get up to 5th there, which is that's a pretty big deal entering the pits here.
Yeah, it's going to be a very crucial pit stop, like you mentioned, Jonathan. This very well could be our last caution flag pit stop of the season. Last guaranteed one, that's for sure. So you really don't want to blow it here and have a long pit stop or speed or just blow through the pit box and cost yourself a lot of track position knowing how close everyone's going to be here on these caution pit stops. Before pit road opens, Josh, one thing we haven't yet mentioned yet tonight on broadcast is the Dash for Cash program going on tonight. We have 3 drivers eligible in the race. Kyle Ruda did not connect tonight, unfortunately, so he will not win the Trikash this season, but Jamie Wright, who was involved in the incident earlier, as was Nathan Fuller, they are both continuing, but the leader of the Dash for Cash right now is actually Josh Arnold, who we've mentioned a lot, in the 4th position.
Yeah, I mean, that's something else to watch out for. I kind of forgot about that with all this other excitement going on, so glad you mentioned it, Adam. I think Josh Arnold won it last season. No, it was Ethan that won it last season.
Yeah, I thought Josh Arnold won it.
Maybe it was
I don't
Arnold.
know what happened. That Kansas race, I don't remember anything from. I'm gonna be honest.
That's been a whole season ago.
Man, that race didn't go too high for me. I don't remember much from it.
Race off pit road's going to be close between the PBR teammates, but Ethan Fonseca Marino has it. Michael Kruger gaining a position over Alonso Chicano, who got 3rd. Josh Arnold 4th. Michael Walsh, Justin Rand 6th. Kurt Van, Caldwell, Maher, and David Rand in the top 10. So I mentioned earlier that if you hadn't seen the schedule on Fastlane Live, Jason TV podcast, by the way, I'd go ahead and show it later on in the race. Might show it a couple more times tonight as well, but let's go ahead and show it one more time. So here is the schedule. January 6th, this is Daytona, the season opener. Michael Kruger looks to go back-to-back. He's won 2 of them already. In the 4 that we have ran. And I'm telling you, the one race that sticks out to me the most, Adam, is Lime Rock, which is April 6th.
Yeah, Lime Rock Park not invited for IMSA next year, but guess good enough for BSR trucks because that's going to be a very exciting race. Debut race for us there, like Cameron mentioned in the Fastlane interview he gave us earlier. It's just going to be, I think, one of the weirdest shows on wheels on JCTV because it's going to be a lot of guys not used to that track at all. So there's going to be a lot of time to adapt to it, but I don't think it's going to take is not going to be taken advantage of. So it's just going to be a crazy race for us to broadcast next season.
So
Yeah,
go ahead,
I've never
JP.
seen that track. I was just to say, I've never seen that track you talked to. You know, there's a lot of people maybe not familiar with it. I don't even know what it looks like, so I don't know what type of show that track's gonna put on, but it usually leads to a pretty exciting show when people don't really know what to expect.
Yeah, I've raced that track a ton in racing video games, probably like once or twice on iRacing, and I've done so in road cars, not stock trucks. So I'm telling you, I mean, I'm excited for that one, and I think I'll be glad to be in the broadcast booth for that one, not on the track.
Yeah, that might be the safe one for that. I think it's going to be just absolute chaos. But one thing that is exciting to see is Auto Club is back again for the 5th consecutive season early next year. Kind of disappointing no longer host the championship race like we see tonight, but it's going to be very important.
And the green flag coming back out inside the restart zone. Great jump out of the PBR drivers. Even with Sig Marino, Michael Kruger, as they are still side by side. Alonso Chicano trying to figure out which lane he wants to be in. Kruger might have the advantage here going into one.
Oh, he had a massive turn one. Easily going to be clear.
And Moreno's going to slide up in front of Alonso Chicano. And he's going to have the high side of Chicano. Went all the way down to the bottom there. Side by side, and actually Chicano trying to be side by side with Kruger.
Yeah, that was a big send into turn 3. He's going to wash all the way up towards the wall by the time they get to turn 4. Going to defend the inside here as Ethan von Sickerman swings to the outside, and Kruger's going to defend both lanes here.
You know, the one thing that restart tells me is that Ethan and Kruger are still working together. And I have to say, Ethan told Mikey when he was going. And, you know, late in this race, that's not going to be the case. As Alonso Chicano actually looking underneath Michael Kruger for the race lead, but they're not going to have the advantage. Chicano actually ahead of Kruger. Chicano led that lap. Has a much better 1 and 2. It's going to put him clear ahead of Alonso Chicano.
Matt Steiner just left the pit lane. He's going to be just in front of the race leaders here. Going to be curious what line he's going to continue to run. He's going to stick on the bottom for the time being. Chicano going to wash up a little bit here in the center of 3 and 4, right behind the race leader, Michael Kruger.
These guys in the back are shuffling all over the place. And, I think Kruger, Chicano, and Moreno are happy they're up here. Justin Rand sitting P7 right now. There's a whole lot of chaos going on behind him. As now Kruger is right there with Steiner. Kruger is going to pull to the inside. Steiner stays high, out of the way. No harm, no foul from that 38.
Big restart here for Cameron Caldwell. We saw he was pretty strong on that first short run of the race. Fell back a little bit towards the end of the top 10 at that stage conclusion. And here he is again gaining positions on the short run. He and David Duran up a considerable amount of positions here since these pit stops. And David going to swing all the way to the top of the track here.
Yeah, they're going to be 3 wide.
Ooh.
Momentarily.
Oh! Back!
Brett Bennett got hooked into the wall. We stay green for the time being.
Wow.
We are going to stay green too, Josh. Brett saying over the driver chat radio he did not hear Spouter call it 3 wide.
Oh, they were definitely 3 wide there.
one thing that we did mention, while we have a little breather, I guess, is that if you're one of the 3 Michael Walls fans, he did get NeoL that last caution. So that's why he was not up front on that restart. Mike Kruger's looking for the lead.
Yeah, Ethan took the lead away from Kruger. Kruger wants it right back. And he is going to try to get it. He has it
there.
But Ethan's looking low.
These drivers really want that clean air.
So, as these two are battling, Jonathan, I'm curious. All right, last season you won the championship in dominating fashion. And, of course, last season we did not see the format that we have this season with the elimination style. As Chicano is on a Kruger real tight there. But, so your championship didn't come under this format. But how do you think this format really changes how things could have played out if this is what we used last season when you took the title?
Well, for that, I'm going to lean really on slide jobs point system, because that does use a Final Four system, and it's just, you just have to be a lot more aggressive. You got to realize you're really only racing 3 other people. But they just so happen to all be up front, right? I mean, the first 3 are all playoff drivers, so you know, you kind of craft your strategy around that, and you kind of craft your racecraft around that, knowing that, you know, you battling David Duran doesn't really matter right now, or battling Josh Arnold doesn't really matter right now. You're just trying to make sure you beat the other 3 drivers. But they definitely got to be more aggressive, in my opinion.
Yeah, you know, to your point, you know, you make the Final Four. You made the Final Four because you earned it. You know, we think about even in the first season that we saw this in real life, 2014. You know, I mean, when Ryan Newman stole his way into the Final Four, I was thinking, there's no way he's going to win. Sure enough, he was. He was right there with Kevin Harvick, battling for the race in the championship. You know how many wins Ryan Newman had in 2014? The answer was easy. 0.
Man.
It was goose egg. But he finished second in the championship standings and barely lost the championship to Kevin Harvick.
Yeah, when you have something to race for, it doesn't really matter how good or bad your season's been. You're going to be up front at the conclusion, the last race of the season there, and you're gonna find your way up front. It always works out like that. You never really see these championship drivers in sim or in real life just kind of put up a goose egg in the real race.
Speaking of these non-championship drivers competing, see that 22 Joey Logano Foundation F-150 now up to 3rd. It's a fan out 3 wide again for that position momentarily. Cameron Caldwell and Alonso Chicano side by side. I think Chicano's going to clear him down the back. Indeed he does, but Josh Arnold, real racy. We've mentioned this all race long, but that 22 is looking really good right now, and going to go keep using that high line right now. And David Duran, another non-playoff guy right up here in the mix.
I don't know what... Oh, sorry. You
go right on ahead.
I was going to say, I don't know what Josh Arnold had for breakfast. I gotta talk to him after the race, because I got a pretty important race coming up in a couple weeks there at Homestead, so I want to know what he had, because he is racing. Like, he's on a mission tonight.
You know what is interesting to me about this is Josh Arnold is a driver that loves taking care of his tires, letting the race come to him in a long run. We assume this is going to be a long run type race, and this is not the way that we are seeing Josh Arnold race right now. He's up front, making moves, and right now trying to get a second away from Michael Kruger. I think Josh Arnold came into this race knowing that not only is it the last race of the season, he wants to go out with a bang. Also, you know, as mentioned earlier, dash for cash. Of course, the other 2 competitors not doing great now. Josh Arnold wants to prove that he's got a fast race truck. He wants to win this race, and I am very impressed with his run tonight.
Well, he's proved he's got a fast truck, short and long run. And he's just got to get the strategy right now, which he's pretty good at that. He pulled out a strategy, at Dover, got himself a P2. I know he can pull out a strategy and get it, propel his way maybe to a win.
Yes, he is now in second place. Going to clear Michael Kruger. Kruger now having to battle Alonso Chicano. And Arnold going to look to the outside of Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Not quite there just yet. He's going to have a huge run down back straightaway.
Close between Kruger and Arnold. They're coming off of turn 2, and another driver into the mix. It's going to be Michael Waz. Jonathan mentioned moments ago his penalty. He is driven through this field, and he is going to challenge these front runners. But battle for the lead up front, guys.
Josh Arnold side by side with Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Moreno running all the way down, Arnold running all the way up. Give the lap lead to Josh Arnold, who has one win on JCTV, which came in the 9 Designs NUR series at
Bristol, I believe.
Yeah, Bristol. Doubleheader, actually. I believe it was, it was race 1. And Josh said he wants to win more. He is not satisfied with just winning that one race.
Ooh,
wow.
Big chop off there, off at turn 4, Jonathan.
I saw that. I was a little confused what was going on, but Alonso had such a big run. He's going to go up there and clear Ethan Fonseca Moreno for the championship lead.
And now, look who is 5th. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Your 4 championship drivers. Ethan Fonseca Moreno on the bottom underneath Alonso Chicano. Justin Rand tucked in behind Michael Kruger. Now these guys have to worry about everybody.
Justin's been so patient with how he's working through the field, and I knew it would come to him eventually. I know he would have the championship for right in front of him. Now he can go to work. Now he can try and get that track position over those other 3.
David Rand wants to have some fun in this race as well as Cameron Caldwell.
Yeah, David Rand, someone who loves that high side. So, on that long run, that's really going to kick in. It's going to really go to his driving style.
Justin Rand looking underneath Michael Kruger. And now the 4 championship drivers 2 by 2. It is real tight. They're actually going to be 3 wide. Chicano, Kruger, and Justin Rand. As Ethan Fonseca Moreno is able to get ahead and clear Alonso Chicano.
Maybe not quite.
Chicano found a hole.
Outside. Yeah, I don't know how he did, but he found a hole. That was aggressive.
2 by 2 for the championship, and just behind him, side-by-side battle, Cameron Caldwell at the inside of David Duran. David's going to win that battle. He's going to stay tucked to the rear bumper of his brother Justin, help him with a little draft. He was doing the same thing down the back straightaway.
Man, I am so nervous. I'm not even in the race. As Ethan Fonseca Moreno is able to clear Chicano before Chicano pulls down to the bottom. Chicano actually going to get underneath Josh Arnold. Let's give the high side to the PBR drivers, the bottom side to the Radius drivers. Oh my goodness, this is so tight.
I can keep track of everything going on, honestly. They're just making crazy chess moves all over the place.
Justin Rand struggling there. He is going to lose a ton of momentum and actually a couple of positions here. He's dropping like a rock on the backstretch.
He's going to have another challenge from early race leader Alex Kerfan now down the front straightaway. Kerfan's going to stay tucked in line behind that number 5 for the time being, but wouldn't be surprised to see that 30 try and find a way around. Try to be real racy here in this last race of the season. 30 truck winless this year for Kerfan, and he's just been struck with bad luck all season long. And we've talked about it all year long, guys, and just really we're sick of it. We want to see some good fortune for this driver of the 30.
InThePitsNews Moreno retakes the race lead away, and so now there is a Josh Arnold between some of the championship drivers. Kruger struggling on the bottom as well, so right now in the top 3, Moreno and Chicano out of the 4 championship drivers. We are now halfway in this race. One driver come down pit road. It is Jamie Wright, so I think some drivers might start thinking it's time for another pit stop here pretty quickly. And by the way, John, I'm really good at keeping track of the comments on the stream. I'm also watching baseball on the side as it's the World Series. More people going for a championship, so I've been kind of lacking on the comments, but I'm going to guess Ty McIntosh loves your 1 of 3 Maybe Walls fans comment.
I knew something about it.
As once again, battle for the race lead. Josh Arnold trying to go back to the high side, and Zach Moreno has found that love on the bottom.
Battle for 4th, continuing. Cameron Caldwell trying to find a way around David Durand. Slower on the back straightaway, using that bottom line through 1 and 2. Not a lot of momentum compared to those other guys using the high lines through 1 and 2. So challenge now from one of our championship contenders, Michael Kruger, who's probably a little frustrated with 2 non-championship guys in his way right now, and now Justin Durand on his heels.
Something you mentioned that about this system is that you're still out there with all the guys that didn't make it to the championship 4, and they have no obligation to pull over and let you by. So it could probably get a little frustrating. Not probably, it does get frustrating inside that helmet when you're in the championship 4 and you're racing someone who isn't. But it's part of the game.
In this case, the sim with Alonso Chicano looking underneath Josh Arnold. He's going to tuck back in, and Kruger right now behind David Durand. Kruger and Justin Durand trying to make their way back up, battling with Moreno and Chicano.
Anyway, we see this pack is kind of split off into the top 8 trucks, while Tristan Mahu trying to keep up. He runs in that 9th spot, but guys, I am impressed he is keeping up. He is back through the field after we saw him involved in that lap 1, I don't know what to call it, skirmish on lap 1 in turn 2. He's got a big streak down the right side of that door, so I'm sure he's had a lot of damage to fix all night on that pit stop after the stage, but he's driven through the field right now and trying to have a strong close to this race and trying to keep up with the pack right now.
Tristan is a driver that we thought would make the championship 4 as well. I mean, he had a really good season.
Great season. It came down to a mistake for him. It wasn't lack of speed. He was running second when he realized, I don't have enough fuel to make it to the end. I mean, he also made that mistake while leading at Kentucky. Once again, not a speed problem. It's just an execution thing, and I know he's going to be a better driver from it, and he'll definitely be one of the favorites next season.
Just ahead of him, we were talking about the frustration with Michael Kruger, but he was leaning on Justin Durand on the back straightaway a moment ago, and then they caught David Durand. Justin gets by Durand, and now Kruger is still fighting Caldwell, and he's going to lose that spot down the back straightaway this time.
The one thing I hate about being friends with Radius Racing drivers, but not being on Radius Racing, is these guys work so well with each other. And if you're going against one, you're going against all of them. I mean, they work so well together. This team is insane. These guys work with each other so well. And I'm not saying, you know, Caldwell and David are holding Kruger up intentionally. But, you know, inside the camp, they want to see one of their guys win the championship. And just, you know, think about it like Daytona or Talladega. These guys are connected, they pit together, and usually when it comes to the end of the races, you know who's up front? The Radius guys.
Well, you say he's not just racing against one, he's racing them all usually, but right now, he literally is, because he's got 4 in front of him, 3 right behind him, and he's just stuck in the middle of the Radius Racing organization, all running relatively close together right now in the middle of this race. He's going to slide off a turn 2, maybe contact with that 12 truck there.
6 of the top 10, by the way, Radius drivers.
You want to know the race where I figured out they worked really well together was Pocono last season. It took me almost a whole race to overcome them, you know, breaking the draft. I mean, you know how big the draft is at Pocono. It's a ginormous factor, even bigger factor than it is here at Auto Club. And it took me the whole race to try and figure out a way around those Radius guys. Oh, wow, it's got a bit for the lead.
Yeah, I was going to say,
wow.
We were talking about all of this. Chicano drove right by Josh Arnold a couple of laps ago and just marched down Ethan Fonseca Moreno in a big move on the front straightaway. It's not going to work for him off of turn 2, though.
Yeah, Ethan Fonseca Moreno got a great exit off of 2. He's going to have the advantage down the back straightaway, but is Chicano going to have that advantage? Oh, man! They are racing each other like it's the last lap of the season finale. Oh, slide jump!
Just letting third and fourth place.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, it's just they're still battling for this lead like crazy there. And Ethan let the door open for Alonso to get back to the outside, and that's a pretty big deal in 1 and 2. The outside works a little bit better in 1 and 2 here. Something I haven't really been able to talk about yet. It's just the way the radius is, it just kind of works out. You get a bigger run down the back straightaway than you do on the front.
And that's something we've seen all night. That top line, like you mentioned, Jonathan, has been very stout coming down the back straightaway. Because of what you just mentioned, is Alonso's going to pinch Ethan off entering turn 3 and take the race lead.
40 laps to go here in the season finale at Auto Club. Chicano, not only the race leader, but he is the championship leader. Just ahead of Ethan Fonseca Moreno.
One truck leaving pit road now. It's Michael Walls in the 7. He was running just inside the top 10 guys.
And HT3 going to come down pit road. So I mentioned it about 10 laps ago when Jamie Wright pit that these guys might start thinking about pitting. But I don't, you know, think now. Some of these guys got to start thinking about pitting. And for the championship 4, I mean, obviously, we keep mentioning you don't have to be Josh Arnold. You don't have to be Cameron Caldwell, David Randall. So you do, on the other hand, have to be Chicano, Moreno, Kruger, and Justin Rand. I mean, when one of these guys pit, do the other 3 pit, as Moreno is going to get back past Alonso Chicano.
It's going to be a whole lot of strategy games, I think. I think you have to either protect them and not let them go too long on the fresh tires and destroy you on the short run in case there's a caution. I think you have to protect yourself in that case, but it's the championship 4, the season's on the line. Why not do something different? It is your only chance to do something. You can't just follow them and do the same thing as we always talk about here on JCTV. You can't follow them on that strategy and beat them straight up if you're behind them on the race check already. So maybe you have to do something different. Maybe it's only 1 or 2 laps. That's still huge here at a place like this, but these two duking for the lead like this, it's only hurting the little bit left on these tires.
If you're Michael Kruger, you have to do something drastically different, I think, because he's losing ground. This run just hasn't treated him right. he's not gonna get back up to the front doing the same thing. He's got to do something drastically different, either massively short pit or go along and try and track him down at the end. He's got to do something different than the other three, because these other three are right up to the wall there, but these guys are right on top of each other up front.
Yeah, Kruger running 9th, and the other 3 Championship 4 competitors, like you mentioned, running 1, 2, 3. Now that Justin Durand has gone by Josh Arnold this last lap, and Ethan Fonseca still challenging Alonso Chicano for this lead, but Chicano giving him very little space on the bottom through turn 3.
Oh, Josh Arnold in the wall.
Battled just behind him, Alex Kiffin to the inside of Cameron Caldwell.
Couple drivers coming out pit road. Jimmy Stotts and Shane Neal along with Jonathan Canfield. Brett Bennett as well.
Brett Bennett. Issue for Joshua Arnold, and Alex Kiffin got caught up in it. He went to say pit in, and he said he hit the gear shift, and it just caught him down a shift on the middle of the racetrack, and Tristan Mara and Cameron Carter were going to follow him on pit road and try and make up ground on that 22. Michael Kruger following him in as well, but Josh, the leaders are in ahead of him.
Yeah, the only one of the 4 that stayed out was Justin Rand. And actually, the only 3 drivers that are going to stay out that had yet to pit, Justin Rand, Alex Kerfan, and Nathan Lehman. So now you have to be perfect.
Yeah, these are very important pit stops here, Josh.
Oh!
Ooh, Nathan Fuller, one of our Dash for Cash competitors, in the inside wall there on pit lane.
And it is going to be Ethan Fonseca Moreno getting out. Kruger actually really good pit stop, getting out just behind Alonso Chicano.
Yeah, easy there ahead of Cameron Caldwell, so wonder how many positions he's going to be able to leapfrog on the racetrack here.
And it's not even close between Moreno and Chicano.
Alex Griffin just got into his pit box now. Justin Durand just leaving his. So it's only, what, 1 lap difference, though, between Justin and the rest of these Championship 4 drivers?
Yeah,
1 lap difference.
And Moreno is at full speed. Meanwhile, Justin Rand, you saw him there on the apron.
Ooh, Kruger all over the back of Alonso Chicano through 1 and 2. Going to swing to the high side here. Maybe catch the safer barrier there on the back straightaway. You see Kofin blend up just behind these guys, and Justin Durand just ahead of him.
Kruger going to roll the outside of Chicano. And now 3 drivers nose to tail. Kruger got a little loose. Justin blinked out there.
Oh, he blinked out a couple times too.
And in a different ballpark. 3 seconds ahead as Ethan Fonseca Moreno. As Kruger's going to get around Alonso Chicano here.
I'm not sure. I think he might have clipped the apron in doing so, because that truck is very, very loose going through the sun of turn 2. Chicano all over the back of him, and these guys are just going to let Ethan run away here if they continue battling this out, this 2nd, 3rd, and 4th positions here, guys.
Who would have thought? Championship 4 drivers running 1, 2, 3, 4.
Who could imagine?
Yeah, I know. Kruger's gonna look to the inside of Justin Durand.
Cuffing to the inside of Alonso Chicano as well. Cameron Caldwell just came over the driver chat and said we needed to line up and catch these guys, and I don't think they're listening.
Yeah, I guess they like battle for second. I don't know.
PBR 1-2 radius, every other position in the top 10.
Matthew starts on pit road, very extended here. Wonder what happened to that 17 truck. He was running just outside the top 10 and 11th, and he's now gone down 3 laps at least here.
So now these guys are lined up. Let's see. 3.5 seconds is the gap between Kruger and Moreno. These guys could try to draft with each other. See if they can catch Moreno, who is on an island of his own at the start-finish line with 30 laps to go. Oh boy.
While we have another moment, guys, an update on that Dash for Cash battle. Joshua Arnold, we saw fall a little bit there at the very end of that last stint. He runs right now 8th, and his closest competitor for the Dash for Cash is Jamie Wright. He just lost his spot to David Duran. He runs 11th, just ahead of Nathan Furler, but Josh Arnold has about a 4-second gap over Jamie Wright right now. Furler has caught Jamie Wright, actually. Sorry, Josh.
Okay.
Something looks really wrong with that 00 truck right now. He's damaged from early incident, but very off pace right now.
Might be because Jamie Wright came down pit road 22 laps ago.
Yeah. There you go. That would have it. Yep. Thank you.
So, while we've got a call moment again, these guys 2nd through 6th, running single file. They are closing in on. Kind of want to ask you guys, what's been your favorite part of the season?
That's a tough pick, Josh. There's been a lot of cool moments, a lot of close finishes. I love seeing the mile and a halves this season. They've been a lot of fun. I'm gonna have to think about it for a couple more seconds, at least.
You can't ask me that because I'm just going to pick the 2 races I won. Of course, that's my favorite part of the season, being able to drive those 5 races, being able to win 2 of them. But in terms of watching, I know that's what you meant. This league does the mile and a halves and the 2 miles very well, doesn't it? I mean, they always put on a show. Those are the tracks. Those are the tracks that I really enjoy watching with this league. I hate how they bastardize Martinsville. I'm not gonna let that go.
As a competitor, I have to say my favorite moment was Phoenix. Having you with us and really helping coach me as well as driving your own truck and helping me get to a 4th place finish. I mean that was a wild strategy I called, which you had no part in having helped that. I don't know what I was thinking, but as far as a competitor, that has been my favorite moment of the season. As a fan, and this is a race I was involved in as well, is probably the Charlotte Rover. I mean, there was lots of chaos in that race, and I mean, a nighttime race at that. I mean, there's no lights on the infield, but we made it work. It was a ton of fun to drive, and while I'm going on with that, I mean, we see here side-by-side battle that is very, very close, kind of leaning on each other. It's Justin Grant and Michael Kruger, and I don't know. They were starting to reel in Ethan Hunsaker Moreno. They cut the gap down by half a second. It's now 2.9 seconds. They continue running side by side like this. This might just allow Ethan to pull back away.
Yeah, these two look very close right now in terms of the speed. We obviously saw Justin pill lap later, but Michael Kruger holding his own on the bottom, despite not having any drafting help as we see here down these straightaways. So at a very much disadvantage at the end of these straights, but keeping a very steady wheel against Justin Duran, and even putting the nose ahead there into the corner.
he's got some drafting help, all right. And it's called a side draft. And he is doing a great job at getting right there, side drafting Justin, slowing him down. And actually, he's going to find a hole between Justin and Herman. Before
Not long.
down to the inside. Once again, looking to the inside up Justin Rand for a second. Oh, man. I think a little bit of a moment there for
Oh, and he almost wanted to clear high there, but Alex Griffin putting the 30 truck to the top there of the racetrack, holding line behind Justin Duran's going to try and freight train Michael Kruger, and Kruger going to get passed by maybe these 3 radius trucks here after losing that battle with Justin Duran. Just came over the radio and said, I guess they're just working together out the window.
I bet Justin was thinking that when Michael went to go past him early on the run. That's probably what he's thinking. So there's always 2 sides to every story.
Racing for a championship, JP.
Yeah, that's true. I've been there.
While we watch this, there are 2 lap trucks right now in between them and Ethan. Hero Tucker the third we see about to get caught by Justin and Matt Stein, I believe, just ahead of him. Hero Tucker's going to pull to the inside here, make it easy for them to get around. Kruger's still trying to find the spot in line, guys. Racing alongside Alonso Chicano now. That, of course, a championship spot, the battle for 3rd in the points, but Caldwell now swings to the inside. Battling for P5 on the racetrack.
And Kruger's going to have the advantage, I would think, on the outside line. Yes, he does. Tucked in right in between Caldwell and Chicano. That's good. Try to see if they can run down Ethan Fonseca Moreno with a 2.3-second gap.
Yeah, despite all that, they didn't lose much on Ethan. Despite all that racing, they're really spread out now, though, Jonathan, and that's going to hurt them here these next couple laps, I think.
Yeah, a little bit, because obviously the power of the draft is just, you'd rather have that, but I think being a little bit more orderly also helps out, too.
You know, another thing that comes to my mind is it's no secret the rivalry that Ethan and Justin have kind of created. And, you know, those two currently 1-2, not only in the race, or in the championship standings, but in the race as well. And Ethan, I think right now he could just kind of be on a Sunday drive. There's no reason to push. Especially because they can make it to the end. You think that as long as there's no more cautions, they're not going to come back down pit road. So, Ethan, I have to imagine he's not pushing at all. Justin Rand, he might be pushing. And he might still catch Moreno. But then, how is the rivalry that they have had going to come into effect?
I wish I could answer. I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see if we do get that opportunity. But it's just when the championship's on the line, just people do completely different things than what you would expect. So I don't know how that's gonna work out.
They're both going to be very aggressive, and that's all I can predict. But I think that's going to be very true. So I don't know what's going to happen if we get in that situation. Right now, believe they are closing in, continuing on doing that. But right now, little by little, it's going to have to take a little bit more work here, and continuing to see the 14 and the 12 just racing each other for 5th place just continuously. And here we go again to the inside. Kruger this time. Almost contact there in the center of 3 and 4 between Caldwell and Michael Kruger here.
The gap now under 2 seconds between Justin Rand And Ethan Sagamoreno for the race lead and the championship lead with 17 laps to go in the race. And really, the only two that are still together is Justin and Alex.
Yeah, you're right. They've broken apart from the rest of that pack that we saw just a handful of laps ago, and yeah, at this point their goal is just got to be get Ethan's draft, because if they get Ethan's draft, then they got a chance. They can't be battling right now, and I think Alex Justin know that they can't be battling right now.
Yeah, I think all that battling is what really made them all, like you mentioned, dissipate and lose connection. I think Chicano has slight draft here of Kofan. It's just going to take just really strong laps here on him, reeling him in and making this a 4, maybe 5 car train if Kruger can close back up. It's going to be a tall task, and you're running out of laps here.
Yeah, there's 15 laps to go in the Blazer Sim Racing in the Pits News Truck Series season.
Josh, with that being said, they are closing in on that 43 truck still, little by little. I think it's going to be enough, but it might not be. It's going to be really close. They need to do more here.
And once again, Ethan's been on an island of his own. There's been no reason for him to push. I have to think that Ethan still has a lot of tire left compared to Justin and the rest of these guys.
Don't think Chicano is going to have a chance to close back on Kofan here. I think Kofan's really the only shot Justin Duran has at this championship, running green the way it is, the way he is tucked up underneath Justin right now, and just trying to reel in that 43. Then it's all in Justin's hands from there. Obviously, guys, catching them is one thing, passing them is the other, but first you have to catch them.
And again, with the rivalry that Ethan and Justin had, I can't imagine that it's going to be easy by any means for Justin to get around Ethan with Sagamoreno. Add on the fact that this is the last race of the season. They are both championship competitors trying to win the championship. I think it's just going to be that much more difficult for Justin to make the pass.
Last time for Justin, last lap was 1/10 of a second faster than Ethan.
Justin is still closing in on Ethan, but it's not as much as what it was earlier. Now the gap is 1.6 seconds. There's 11 laps to go. He's got to make up more than a 10th each lap from here on out. And they're coming. 10 laps to go.
I think he's going to take a mistake out of Ethan for Justin to have a chance at this championship.
There it is. 10 to go in this race, in this season. Ethan Sagamoreno out by 1.5 seconds over Justin Duran. Justin, of course, helped with teammate Alex Kerfan, trying to draft, trying to connect, to create more speed on the straightaways to catch Ethan Fonseca Marino. And again, they are closing in, but I don't think it's enough.
Last lap was 0.2 of a second faster for Justin.
Nine more. 18 miles.
Justin again 1/10 of a second faster, but with 9 more, Josh, it's not going to be enough running this pace. Like Jonathan said, it's going to really take a mistake or something drastic here happening.
He's really turned on the afterburners as well in his truck because he's trying. He is really putting pedal to metal right now. .3 seconds. Fonseca Marino's last lap was a 42.125 compared to a 41.953 out of Justin Arand. 7 more here at Auto Club. For Ethan Fonseca Marino, he has had the most wins this season out of the Championship 4. 4 wins. 3 for Justin. And one of those wins for Justin, of course, being at Michigan International Speedway, the sister track of Auto Club Speedway. Both of them 2-mile D-shaped ovals for now. 14-degree banking here at Auto Club, which is the only difference between the two, with Michigan being 18 degrees. The gap is 1.2 seconds. Justin has to gain 0.2 each lap to be there at the end. More. He has to gain more than that to try to pass Ethan Fonseca Marino. 5 to go in the season. 5 to go in the race.
Last couple laps, the lap times have been really close between the 43 and the 5. Ethan's been just a tad slower, but pretty much matching what that 5 truck has been able to pace around this 2-mile D-shaped oval, like you mentioned, Josh, and he's just trying to cruise right now to his championship and try and to survive these last 5 laps without a caution flag flying.
Yeah, that's the big thing right there. Caution can change everything. Just pray for no yellow if you're Ethan.
4 to go. 8 more miles. This race has only had 2 cautions. It came lap 1 and lap 25. The one on lap 25 was for the stage. So only 1 caution tonight, 4 incident. The field is relatively spread out, but towards the back, there's a cluster of trucks. Ethan Fonseca Marino trying to have 3 more perfect laps. His curb fan actually has fallen off of Justin Arand a little bit. Now Justin running the high line. He is trying anything. He knows he's not going to be able to catch Ethan doing exactly what he has been doing, so try something different.
Ethan's last lap was 0.2 faster than Justin's last lap, so 43 truck gaining ground right now. trying everything he can to keep that 5 in the mirror, Josh.
And absolutely pulling away. Ethan was fastest on track that last time by 2 more for the 43. A 42.099 compared to a 42.222 out of Justin Duran. Ethan Fonseca Moreno is sailing right now. And he is now just praying he can get through 3 and 4 without seeing a yellow flag. The flag he wants to see is going to be waving right now. That white flag in the air. Ethan Fonseca Moreno 1 lap away from history.
You mentioned Josh 4 wins this season, but wow, has he really had a strong playoff run? Just so dominant the last couple weeks. Unfortunately, caught up in an incident at Atlanta, but it's just been so strong all season long, Josh.
Through 3 and 4 for the final time. Ethan Fonseca Moreno. He is going to be your Season 4 Blazer Sim Racing in the Pits News Truck Series champion. Congrats to Ethan Fonseca Moreno. By the way, a driver of Piston Broke Racing.
Congrats, Josh.
Congrats, Josh. I know how happy you are right now.
Trying not to show any biasness at all. I just have to get that out. Justin going to give Ethan a congratulatory bump.
Championship 4 going to end up 1, 2, 4, and 6 tonight, guys. What a competitive race to end the championship off with.
And Michael Kruger, despite 4th in the final results, he's going to be out there celebrating with his teammate.
Playing bumper tag.
Oh,
Ooh.
man. And Matthew Stott's not a PBR driver, but a friend of Ethan's, out there giving him a congratulatory bump as well. What a season Ethan has had. Oh, man. You know, Ethan Fonseca Moreno, he started off with PBR this season and left PBR to go to PPM. And I was heartbroken. And we were able to make something happen to merge PPM and PBR together. So Ethan could once again be back on PBR. And so he's had a season of moving around, and now he's going to have a truck parked on the front stretch victory lane in Fontana, California at Auto Club Speedway. The OG 2-mile track. And we've got a lot to talk about tonight. But first, let's take a look at the results. Ethan Fonseca Moreno finishing first. Justin Rand second in the race and the championship standings. Alex Kerfan third. Alonso Chicano fourth in the race, third in the championship standings. Cameron Caldwell fifth. Michael Kruger sixth in the race and fourth in the championship standings. Tristan Maher seventh. Joshua Arnold eighth. Winner of the Dash for Cash tonight. David Duran ninth, and Nathan Fuller will finish 10th.
Nathan Lehman finished in 11th. Jonathan Canfield finished 12th. Brett Bennett, involved in an incident early, rallied on to finish 13th. Andrew Elias ran out of gas right there at the end, comes across the line 14th. Shane O'Neill 15th. Cody McCorker finishes one lap down in 16th, and Michael Laws as well one lap down in 17th. He ran out of gas very late, had a pit for fuel in the final 10 laps.
And finishing 18th was Jamie Wright. Ended up making an extra pit stop compared to the field on that last stage. Matt Steiner finishing 19th. Harold Tucker finishing 20th. 21st is Matthew Stotts. And 22nd was Wareham, and 23rd was Bogey. Ryan Bogey, neither of those really connected to the session, the last two. So
we've got some interviews to do, and let's go ahead and firstly bring in Michael Kruger. Hey, Michael. Tough race. Finishing result for you. But you started on the pole, led a lot of laps early on. This race, it was green. Did you expect it to go green all the way?
I mean, I kind of did, really. I mean, I thought maybe we'd get maybe an extra yellow or two at some point. But I mean, it's probably not really too surprising that it stayed green, really. I mean, just based on like how the racing went once we actually got going, with how spread out it was really, and how like single file it was mostly.
Battling pretty hard there with Ethan and Alonso for most of the race early on. Justin kind of came into the picture a little bit later on, but what was going through your mind just knowing that you had all of those guys right there within reach?
I mean, I don't really have any good things to say, really. I mean, it was nice kind of racing up there with those guys at once there, but like once things started shuffling, it took a whole team to shuffle me out and take me out of being from where I was at the start of the race to being mid pack and having to get up there and then lose it all back again. I mean, it was just depressing, really, just really disappointing. I mean, we were up there, pretty much the stage, and then once the stage ended, I got ganged up on and then couldn't do anything pretty much. And then the team, well, tried to turn around after freight training me in the first pit stop and say, "Hey, can you help us?" Like, I don't know why they're asking for help after they basically just screwed me the stop before. So, and then they all act surprised, but I don't help them. So like, I'm just frustrating. I mean, I'll just leave it at that. I'm just kind of not happy, really.
Well, despite the unfortunate finish for you, who do you have to thank who got it done for you this season?
I mean, just gotta thank my mom and dad for cheering me on. And I know they're a little disappointed for how it turned out. I thank you, Josh, for having me a part of Piston Brook Racing. I mean, we had one guy win a championship for us. It's good. Just sucks it wasn't me, but well, I mean, it is what it is. So, I mean, what are you gonna do about it? Just gotta thank also my teammates, Ethan. Congrats to him for winning the championship. Jonathan Canfield for tonight as well, and just gotta thank y'all for commentating the stuff and the admins for what they do. Cam and Alonso every week. I guess we'll see him January or so back here on JCTV at Daytona.
Alrighty. I know not the results you wanted, but congrats on the incredible season. And we look forward to seeing you back next season.
Yep. Thanks, Josh.
And, you know, the worst part about interviewing drivers that are dejected is they're dejected. That's one thing I hate about this. And, you know, I feel for Mikey. I really do. He's a great guy, great race car driver. But let's go to Adam. I think you've caught up with Alonso.
Yeah, down here with Alonso Chicano, it's going to be a 4th place finish tonight at Auto Club, but more importantly, 3rd in the championship. Alonso, saw you guys trying to run down Ethan there in that last stint. What more did your truck need, or really you guys need there to run him down or have something there at the end?
Yeah, we just needed to catch his draft. It's a shame that, we were racing so hard with Michael once we left pit road. I feel like that's really what cost us all that time. If Michael would have realized that, it would have benefited him to work with us and just race in a straight line to try to catch Ethan, then things might have been a little bit different. But, it's his teammate, so I guess kind of makes sense, even though it doesn't really make sense for Michael. But at the end of the day, we did good. Felt like we showed that we could have been contenders there with before the pit stalls. Just racing Ethan, I felt like I had a little bit better of a long run truck than he had. But who knows? He just got away from us and never was able to catch his draft.
It was a very competitive race in that first stage. What was it like just trying to really keep in mind what you were racing for, big picture, with all the other drivers up there trying to go for the wins, go for points, and you four were just clumped there really close together there for the majority of it?
It was pretty hectic. It was a lot of fun too, but you're just trying not to make any mistakes, try not to kill your tires, and it was just, I don't know, it was a lot. Just need more time now to process everything that happened, I guess.
Yeah, of course, Alonso. Who do you want to shout out and thank here tonight after a good run this season, of course? Back in victory lane this season, very relatively in the middle part of the season this time, and a very strong playoff run. Very great performance tonight, like I said, very competitive race overall. Like I said, 4th place finish. Who do you have to shout out and thank to get you here?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out Radius Racing and all my teammates. Not Famous Racing Apparel, Mardon PC, C2 Graphics, Grid Network, InThePitsNews, ACR, JCTV, Habaneros, Mexican Grill, Celsius, for all of them supporting us all season long. And of course, InThePitsNews trucks. I mentioned it in Fast Lane, but just once again, really want to take a moment to appreciate everything that InThePitsNews trucks have done for 4 seasons and the amount of support that they gave, and was just so prominent in this league and in our cars for Radius. So huge thanks to them. It's going to be sad to see them go, but also excited to see what how it goes with Amsoil as a league sponsor. And then just once again, I want to thank JCTV and you, Adam, Jonathan, Josh, Dawson when he broadcasts. Thank you guys for doing what you do and letting us show our friends and families what we do.
All right, thank you, Alonso, for your time. Sorry it didn't go better tonight. Look forward to seeing you at Daytona in January and start of a strong season 5.
Yeah, I look forward to it. Thank you.
That was our 3rd place finisher in the championship, Alonso Chicano, in the 25 machine. Back to you, Josh.
And we are going to have John go ahead and talk to our second place finisher in the championship standings, Justin Rand.
Hey, Justin, this is Jonathan up in the booth. Yeah, got a copy?
I do.
Second in the race, second in the championship. And this is I honestly don't know how to do this interview. It's pretty tough because I know how dejected you probably feel, but just walk me through specifically that last run. Just what more did you and that 5 crew need to have a shot at Ethan there?
I don't think we really had anything for him. He just had a monster pit entry, pit the lap before me, and gained all that time. We were gaining a little bit on him, and then just the last 5-7 laps, it just tires went shot, and we just lost the time that we were gaining on him. We were really hoping to get his draft. That would have just been able to pull us in, but it didn't work out that way.
Yeah, you mentioned he basically won this race on pit road right there on that with his entry, but he started pretty deep in the field. You had a miraculous drive to even have a shot at that, starting 16th, and then the wreck happened right in front of you. Walk me through your lap 1, because it could have been over before it even started there.
Yeah, I was a little annoyed with the qualifying effort. Just washed up too much and just tagged the wall a little bit, which invalidated the lap. Started way in the back. It was a long race, so I was just going to patiently work up there, and then I just see everybody sliding and checking up, and then I'm just kind of holding on for dear life there. Like, I didn't touch anybody, no one ran into me from behind, kept me in the race, and still a good P2 effort out of it.
Looking forward to next season. You're going to be one of the favorites again because you've just been so fast, and I personally seen a lot of growth out of you this season. I think you're more mature, more ready driver to win a championship. What more do you really need to go be one spot better next season?
I'll just execute all season to stack up the playoff points to put myself in a good position to make the finale again next year, and then just hopefully be one spot better.
Any sponsor shout outs you want to give before you head out here?
Just all the guys at Radius, especially Alex, we were trying to work together really good there to get to Ethan, so I appreciate him working well with me there. Just everybody in the league again, showing up all season. It was a lot of fun every Saturday night. And obviously InThePitsNews sponsoring 4 seasons, so hopefully it was a good race to view on that, cap off that. And it's just last congrats to Ethan winning the title.
That was second place in the race and the championship, Justin Durand. Thank you, Justin, and congratulations on second there.
Thanks, guys.
And now, as soon as I find his name once again, there we go. I'm going to turn things over to the league owner, Cameron Caldwell, as he has somebody down in Victory Lane.
Well, Ethan Fonseca Moreno, I am very happy I'm saying this as someone who did not just race you for the championship, rather just race you on track. But congratulations on the Season 4 InThePitsNews Truck Series Championship. I will pass you this virtual trophy now. You'll get your actual trophy in a couple weeks, but I am virtually passing you the trophy. Congrats on a great season from your first career win at Iowa to now racking up your 5th win of the season in your career tonight at Iowa Club. Most wins on the season. If you want to go by wins, obviously most deserving champion then. And obviously you ran a great race, and we've seen so much improvement out of you since you first started. So congratulations, and yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And first let me just make sure yeah, okay. I muted myself on OBS. I just want to make sure I unmuted myself before I ask you this question and then feel stupid later on. So, Ethan, first of all, congrats on the race win, the championship this season. I really wish I was down there to celebrate with you, but I think being up here and calling this race and being able to call you a champion up here on JCTV is pretty cool too. So, Ethan, I mean, first of all, it was almost like before the pits stop happened was a whole different race than after the pit stop happened. How in the world did you pull out to a 3.5-second gap over everybody else with your pit entry?
Yeah, I really had no practice this whole week. I was so busy working and all that. I had no idea what to expect going into this race. So, I did a little bit of practice, just like maybe 2 attempts at entering per road during practice, and I kind of figured the marker that I usually use is a little too early. So, and I saw Alonso kind of use that same breaking point that I used a while back, and I don't know. I felt like if I wanted to win this race, I had to get the clean air, and so I had to go send it deep into pit road and get away from everybody. And I kind of I don't know. I don't even know how I made it work. Honestly, it's I don't have the words right now. I'm so freaking happy right now.
So, Cam mentioned 5 wins this season. 5 wins all in all in the InThePitsNews Truck Series. Looking back, I mean, this season it was a wild one for you. A few rivalries, some internally with teammates, switching over to another team, coming back to PBR. Looking back at the season, I mean, what has just stood out to you the most?
You know, I don't really know how to really answer that, but yeah, I don't know. It's just a weird season. I mean, I really didn't think, because when the season first started, everything was kind of like going downhill, and kind of down myself whether I still had the pace, or still could even win a race this season. So I had it thought in my mind that maybe Iowa was just a fluke win. Like I mean, for sure, I probably didn't deserve it because it was just on a restart and got the luckiest restart ever. But things started to get better as I made my return halfway through the season after 2 races out. I still wasn't sure if I could really go and win this championship. I did win Texas, of course, but I still had doubts. But yeah, these last 4 races have been freaking crazy. I didn't think with the racetrack that we're at this weekend, I didn't think I'd be able to go ahead and win the championship, because I felt like there was more numbers against me, and of course I just thought that the only way I would win this is just get away from everybody. So, and it ended up happening. I'm glad that I won that. Yeah, it's crazy.
So, just what a way to cap off this season, Ethan. And I want you to celebrate. But before I let you go celebrate, who gets it done for you?
I gotta thank the whole team of PBR. I did what I had planned to do this whole season, and is to win the championship with this team, and I'm so glad I did. So, and I appreciate the help from all the teammates as well. I also gotta thank JP, because I would not be as quick as I am without him. All those hours we put into, be at the pace that we are right now, and
yeah, I gotta thank him a lot for that. And yeah, that's all I got in mind right now.
All right, well, go celebrate this championship, and a great way to cap off a great season.
Thank you.
Ethan Fonseca Moreno, your Season 4 Blazer Sim Racing in the Pits News Truck Series champion. Now, I'm going to. We got a couple more interviews still coming up. So, Alex Kerfan definitely deserves an interview, finishing third. I've not forgotten about him. And we're also going to talk to Josh Arnold as well, as he was the Dash for Cash winner. So, Adam, go ahead and bring up Alex.
Alex Griffin brings it home with a third-place finish. Alex, it was a very competitive race out there. That's the word I'll keep saying here, but managed to really be right in the tire tracks of your teammate there to try and hunt down the winner. That was just the strategy there for the end for the 30 truck, right?
Yeah, I'm really bummed out that we weren't able to catch him at the end, but at the same time, really proud of what we were able to do at the end. Really good teamwork, and we were making up ground every single lap and just seemed to fall short right at the very end. Those last 5 laps, the tires fell right off a cliff, and it was pretty much the end of that.
We'll talk a little bit about that 30 truck. You had a strong night yourself, started second. You led about 10 laps early. It was a very strong run early on and fell off a little bit there before that stage ended, but the night itself was still pretty strong for the 30 team.
Yeah, definitely overall very proud of tonight. Like you said, leading a lot at the start of the race. Seemed to have a really good short run truck, and first stage I was able to put it out there in front and keep it out there for a while, but lo and behold, the tire wear came and bit me in the butt a little, and I fell back around 7th or 8th, and I was able to adapt for the second run. Definitely was a lot easier on my tires, and then after the pit cycle was able to help Justin until the end, but yeah, fell a little short.
You ever think about going alternate strategy there at the end, or was it just stick to everyone else and not lose the draft there in that last green flag pit stop cycle?
Yeah, it was pretty much stick to the strategy everyone else was doing. You couldn't really have a big variation in strategy today just because of the fuel situation. You could probably just pit like 1 lap earlier or 1 lap later, so not too big of a difference on tires when it comes down to it. But yeah, very overall proud of today.
Well, overall, who gets it done for you after a strong finish to your season tonight? Like we mentioned, 3rd place run here tonight at Fontana.
Yeah, I'd like to thank all my friends and family who watch and support the stream. It's really cool that they enjoy to watch, and I'd like to thank my sponsors, Kerfans Market, Corewell Health, all the good guys, and just wanted to make a special, say a special message. My grandpa passed away earlier in the week, and I had a little tribute on the side of my truck today to commemorate him, and it was really cool that I was able to put it on the podium for him, and I'm just really glad that yeah, I was able to have a good race.
Absolutely. The tribute looked great, Alex, and looking forward to seeing what you can do next season when Season 5 starts in January. Hopefully you can have a much better season when we resume.
Yeah, thank you. I really look forward to Season 5.
And that was Alex Kerfin. Thank you for your time, Alex. And we move to special guest in the booth now joining us after being on track. Jonathan Canfield has someone he needs to interview.
Yeah, and actually, before Canfield talks, I just want to say, Canfield, I didn't even realize he was in the race until about halfway through when he came down pit road, and I was like, oh, Jonathan Canfield is on track. So, Canfield finished 12th tonight, but taking off the fire suit, grabbing a microphone, and he is going to talk with Josh Arnold, our Dash for Cash winner.
Yeah, I've got Josh Arnold, our Dash for Cash winner here tonight. Josh, first of all, how do you get it done with everything that's on the line tonight? Dash for Cash and a championship. What is your mental process going into a night like tonight, and how were you able to just get it done out there?
Well, during practice and during qualifying, and then even rolling around that pace lap to start the race, I was really focused on where Nathan and Jamie were starting and what their lap times were and that kind of stuff. And then lap 1 happened, and I saw both of them, or they were involved in some sort of way. So at that point, I was just like, just go for it. They're in the back. Don't ride around. That's going to be boring. But I went up and tried to battle for the lead. Took care of the playoff drivers. Tried to help, or the championship drivers. Tried to help them when possible. I'm pretty sure you saw me give quite a few bump drafts down the straightaways to people with the orange spoilers. But no, I mean, congrats to Ethan. As far as my race, I was maybe a half a lap short after I pitted on that last one, and I couldn't go and try to catch that pack and stay with Tristan there. So I just kind of saved gas and waited till the 24 came around me, and then as soon as I hung out behind him for a few laps, gas was good, and then took off and stole that spot back. And I think this is my second year winning Dash for Cash in a row. I think I'm gonna purposely stop missing the playoffs. Stop missing the playoffs so I can, be here talking to you at the end of the season with $100 richer.
Well, yeah, yet again here with the money, ready to take it home and deposit it. But you said that you won it last year. Did that influence you at all when you were coming into this race, knowing that you had already gotten it done once, or do you feel in your head it was a completely different situation?
It was the gas was like right there. Last year at Kansas, I think I was one of 2 people that stayed out and only pitted once during the last stage. And, just so happens it was Ethan that was chasing me down and finished third behind me. So, but really just being able to get that, it was confidence building, knowing that I had done it before, and I like Auto Club. It's a fun track. And then especially after the guys got taken out or got some damage in that lap 1, it just totally changed my mindset. I wasn't really worried about them. I was not looking at them until I came out of that last pit stop, because I was battling up front, and I heard Nathan say over the radio that he had a little bit of damage and was giving up some speed down the straightaway, and so that's why he lost the draft or something at one point. So, and then I look over and Jamie is a lap down, unfortunately, and wasn't able to really battle tonight because of maybe lap 1. But so it did change my focus. During the pace laps to during that first caution laps was 100% different focus, just based on what happened there. So I'm glad that Jamie didn't overcorrect, because it would have been Nathan up here talking to you during that lap 1.
You survived the chaos of lap 1 with our only incident of the race, our only caution for incident in the race. You did a great job getting it done. Congrats to you. Now, who do you have to thank that helped you not only get it done with getting the Dash for Cash tonight, but throughout this entire season?
Well, Nathan Laban, he was in there with coaching me tonight a little bit. He was, I think, involved in that turn or that lap one. He battled back to 11th, so it was just good to chill out with him for a little bit. There was not a lot of talking going on. I was battling those championship drivers, so I was really focused. No sudden mistakes or moves around those guys. But really Griff and Cam and Josh and you and Adam and everybody at JCTV, Jonathan, this season. Miss seeing him out on the racetrack, but I just, everybody enjoys watching and going back and watching the streams, and you guys take your time out to put this on. So really, you and Cam and all the admins get it done.
All right. Well, that is your Dash for Cash winner here tonight, Josh Arnold. Thank you so much and congratulations.
Thanks, guys. See y'all next season.
And thank you, Canfield, for coming up here and interviewing him. I wasn't really sure who was going to interview him. One of us were going to bring him in, though, and you volunteered. There's one more person I want to talk to, and that's actually Adam. Adam, we've mentioned it. Actually, I think everybody except myself has mentioned it, that it's the end of an era. InThePitsNews, of course, being the entitlement sponsor for the first 4 seasons. It's going to AMSOIL next season. You have put a lot of support into this league over the first 4 seasons. And, InThePitsNews was something that, was your baby for a long time. Much like JCTV is something that is very special, near and dear to me. InThePitsNews was something that you worked on for a long time. So just, I know overall, even though the entitlement sponsor is not InThePitsNews Truck Series, or InThePitsNews rather, you're still going to support this series a lot. But just walk us through, what having the InThePitsNews as the entitlement sponsor has meant to you.
It's been so special and it's been crazy, and it's so cool to see how much this league has grown and the channel and everything. And it's the league is so much bigger than what InThePitsNews was. So especially the way it got at the end. So the league needs to continue, and it needs to not hold down this weight of having an empty entitlement sponsor. So I'm looking forward to the league continuing on and building stronger and having more sponsors come in and more supporters. And like you mentioned, I'm not going anywhere, and it's just, with all the friends I've made here, it would be impossible to just give it up now and leave you guys all behind. And it's really cool to see what it's evolving into and what we can do from here moving forward.
And with that being said, hey, Jonathan Parker, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right, so you haven't spoken in a long time. I said there was one more person I want to talk to, and that was Adam. There's one more person I want to have talk. And I'm going to let you just kind of interview him real quick. You may not know what to say. That's okay. He's going to do most of the talking. So we've got Jonathan Canfield already here. So just go ahead and ask him about AMSOIL.
Jonathan Canfield, just give us more insight on AMSOIL, because I'll be honest, it was I think a couple weeks ago, me and Adam, we were just talking after the race. I was like, I don't really know much about AMSOIL, so just let me know what they're all about.
AMSOIL is one of it competes with the top brands of the oil company, like Shell, and I fail with oil companies. I just know they've been a big help with. Yeah, there we go.
Gotta mention mine.
To be honest, I throw whatever oil is good oil in it, and so I have not used AMSOIL, so I can't speak to the quality of it. Perks of driving a European car: you don't find many AMSOIL products with European cars. Sorry if you drive a European But yeah, they've helped us out a lot over with Golden Guardian Autosport. They've been longtime sponsors before I even got to the team. Gone as far as to fund drivers to get into money races and just help us wherever they can. They've been a longtime sponsor for the team over there, and now they're going to become a hopefully long-term sponsor for now the AMSOIL Truck Series starting next season. Yeah, if you ever need to go get oil from your local store, do check out AMSOIL, and definitely grateful for them not only sponsoring the team, but being able to come over here and sponsor the Truck Series.
I had no idea that they what they were really about. So it's good to get some insight there. But that's pretty exciting as we close the door on the ITPN era. I guess this feels weird to say because I've raced an ITPN league since PS3 days, and so it's just weird to see them kind of going away. But Adam, you've done such a great job with them. But it's a new era with AMSO coming along, and it's kind of cool to see what they're doing.
And with that being said, I don't have any more people I'd like to talk to.
Are you sure about that?
I think so, John. I think so. But I mean, just overall, what a great race we called tonight, JP and Adam. I mean, this race was phenomenal. There was only 2 cautions, but plenty of action. And I mean, it capped off an incredible season, and we get to call Ethan Fonseca. Yep, there it is, Ethan Fonseca Moreno, a champion.
Yeah, guys, a well-deserved champion, and he's going to take that title in stride, of course. And unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be back next season due to the same thing that we have our buddy JP up in here. But I think he is going to come around again for his limited starts, and he's just going to hopefully wear that crown in stride and be a very strong contender again next season.
So that's gonna do it here at Auto Club for the final time this season, which is crazy to say. But there is still action on JCTV. We have the Slide Job Racing League with one more race in their season. They are on a bye this Tuesday. But we do have on Thursday night the SAC Coast Coast Cup Series visiting. I'm not very well prepared to tell you where they're at. But they're racing.
It's okay.
And Charlotte. Charlotte, yeah. Which is going to be the final race of their regular season before they hit the playoffs. And then on November 13th, I believe it is, we have a new league going to be on JCTV, the 3-Wide Racing League, which is going to be kind of like the IROC or SRX series, but they're going to use the Toyota GR86s. 6-race schedule on that one. Pretty excited to see what that's going to be about. So, still, a lot of action coming up on JCTV that you're not going to want to miss. And January's just right around the corner when Blazer Sim Racing AMSOIL Truck Series Season 5 starts back up. First and foremost, I want to give a huge shout out to Dawson Allen for everything he has done this season for JCTV. Really, all this year in all the leagues that we do, but coming on as lead commentator, lead producer here in the InThePitsNews Truck Series last couple of seasons. Sad that he wants to be a full-time driver, but happy for him to be able to be back out on the track next season on a full-time basis. But I cannot thank Dawson enough for allowing me to have some fun out there on track with these guys, and hopefully things work out to where I could still do a couple races next season. But big shout out to him. And with that being said, thank you to all the admins behind the scenes. Dawson Allen, Cameron Caldwell, Matthew Tolster, Jonathan Parker, Joshua Coppernall, Alonso Chicano. Without you guys, this league wouldn't be possible. The drivers, I'm not going to list all of them. There's too many. But fans watching at home, Adam Kuhn, you are a person I got to thank as well for always being up here in the booth and calling these races and doing a pretty good job at it as well. And thank you to everybody for an incredible season. Thank you to everybody behind the scenes at JCTV, and on behalf of Adam Kuhn and Jonathan Parker, and, well, Jonathan Canfield for joining here late in the running as well, I'm Joshua Coppernall signing off, saying January is not too far. Till then, stay safe, don't do anything stupid, and enjoy the new year when we get to it, and all the holidays in between.
It's all I can afford right now, and it struggles to start. No, it won't turn over. But he was laughing when I signed the deal. The distance between point A and the end of the day, it feels like forever. Well, maybe I'm just asleep at the wheel, running on empty. Gas ain't cheap, can't change the taillight. There's something I can do for me. Oh, I'm fixing that damn wiper blade, and I'm bleeding this late today. I'm fixing that damn wiper blade, and I'm seeing my way through the pain. Mechanically inclined to know that I've got a flat while it drags to the shoulder. It's hard enough to keep my eyes on the road, and not sure if the gear's gone.